Eva Mendes, NBC Tonight.
You almost died. That must have triggered something.
I don't get to die yet. There's more.
What are you trying to do now?
I'm doing my job. I'm still here.
Chicago PD, new next Wednesday on NBC and Peacock.
I like to know what my patients are experiencing, to feel how they're feeling. I choose to walk with them, find a path forward when nobody else will.
Brilliant Minds, Monday on NBC.
Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 at 10. The Northwoods' best news with Jessica Jukic, meteorologist Chase Ropanak, and Saul Meyer with sports. News from where you live starts now.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukic. 25 people were injured after two hay wagons that were being pulled by a tractor rolled over at an apple orchard in Chippewa Falls. The crash happened at Bushel and a Peck apple orchard earlier today. 3 people were transported to a hospital with life-threatening injuries after the hay wagons overturned during a field trip. 5 other people were taken to a hospital and were listed in serious condition. Several elementary school students and chaperones were on a field trip when the tractor was going through an orchard and lost control going down a hill and overturned.
Pretty heart-wrenching. As a parent myself, you know, it's a parent's greatest fear that something happens to their children, especially when they're, young like that.
25 people were transported to hospitals, including by a Mayo Clinic helicopter. All children have been reunited with their families and are now home safe. Chase, the past few days have felt like summer, but that won't last too long.
Yeah, we still got to deal with these summer-like temperatures just for a few more days, for tomorrow and Saturday, but by Sunday, the first official day of fall, looks like it's going to cool down. Perfect timing, right? But temperatures right now showing mid-60s here in the area. We can see Rhinelander right around 65 degrees. Still got some warm temperatures off to the west. We can see Hayward right now, 71, Eau Claire at 72, so still warm over to the west. That's where a lot of that moisture is at as well. So we can see the dew points have slowly risen by the time we were last on live. We can see mid-50s for dew points now. Earlier they're in the low 50s, so it's slowly rising, and that's going to continue on overnight into tomorrow as we do have a nice line of storms making the way, bringing up all that moisture. So right now, mid-50s dew points, and we should see that increase overnight into tomorrow. For tomorrow, temperatures are going to be back right around 80 degrees. We'll see some partly cloudy skies, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon, but then we do have a nice line of storms making its way by tomorrow night. Showing the same thing for the southern Boone area, lots of temperatures in those low 80s, maybe mid-80s down by Adams County. For tonight, taking a look ahead, we're going to see those temperatures still above average. Looks like we'll be right around 54 degrees. Jessica?
Thanks, Chase. For the first time since the early days of the COVID pandemic, the Federal Reserve is cutting interest rates. Fed Chair Jerome Powell announced the rate cut at a press briefing today. The Fed is slicing half a percentage point off benchmark rates. The rate cut is in an effort to head off a slowdown in the labor market, which remains strong in the face of easing inflation numbers. Powell said the Fed will closely watch how the economy responds to the rate change as they eye more cuts before the end of the year.
This decision reflects our growing confidence that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the labor market can be maintained in a context of moderate growth and inflation moving sustainably down to 2%.
Outside of the emergency rate cuts during COVID, the last time the Fed lowered rates by half a point was in 2008 during the global financial crisis. Respiratory illness season will soon be upon us, and it's not too soon to prepare your immune system to fight back. The CDC forecast suggests that respiratory virus season will be similar to last year's, which brought more than 20 hospitalizations for every 100,000 people in 1 week at its peak. The Oneida County Health Department's community clinic is preparing for the surge, and they're open for walk-in appointments.
We have flu and COVID vaccines available. We also have pneumonia and RSV.
The clinic serves clients ages 6 months old and up. Walk-in appointments are available from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday until November 8th or until vaccines run out.
We do take certain insurances. If you don't have insurance, call and we can hopefully get you a vaccine as well.
The health department will also be hosting off-site clinics throughout the season. Information on site locations will be available on the Oneida County Health Department Facebook page. With all the rainfall we've seen throughout the summer, it's raised concerns about contaminated well water. The Lincoln County Health Department is offering a way for people to check if their water's safe or not. Our own Austin Carisu has more.
It is extremely important to test your well water for bacteria and certain types of diseases, especially if you're drinking from it. I spoke to the Lincoln County Health Department to learn more about their well water testing kits.
Make sure you're drinking safe water. So just because your water is contaminated doesn't mean you're going to see any signs of it.
Floodwater and runoffs contain certain bacteria and other contaminants that can affect private water supplies and cause the spread of waterborne illness. According to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, studies say that at least 10% of private wells in Wisconsin have high levels of nitrate. The Lincoln County Health Department is offering a way to test for these contaminations.
So the free kits that we're offering, you get both a nitrate and a bacteria test, which are the two annual tests that are suggested by the DNR and EPA. Qualifications are based on income, and now we've expanded to include immunocompromised individuals as well.
Wells located in pits, basements, and low-lying areas are especially susceptible to these contaminations. The department is offering a total of 100 tests available for Lincoln County residents.
The bacteria testing is really important, especially when we've gone from a drought year last year to a heavy rain year this year. The water doesn't filter through the ground as slowly as it normally would, so there's a better chance that bacteria can get into your system.
To apply for one of the kits, you could stop in the Lincoln County Health Department during their hours of operation or give them a call. For now, reporting in Merrill, Austin Carisu, Newswatch 12.
Very important testing. Thank you, Austin. Every place has its own story, and one city is getting its story told to the world. A couple of filmmakers in Tomahawk are working on a documentary called The City Among the Pines. Clay Schmidt is a producer that grew up in the Tomahawk area and spent most of his career away from home. Now he's returned to share the city's story. The documentary focuses on the history of Tomahawk all the way from when it was founded to present day. Schmidt said they're starting with the story of the Ojibwe tribe.
We're going to be talking to them to get their take on what it was like to lose their land to the lumber barons. Then we're going to be talking about William Bradley and the lumber companies that he started and the founding of the town.
The project may take up to a year or two to finish. Mysterious lake creatures have been spotted across the Northwoods. Coming up, we'll have a look at what they are and what they're doing in the area after Weather with Chase right here on Newswatch 12.
Huge live auction September 22nd, Presque Isle, Wisconsin. 26 guns, truck, tools, sporting goods, home contents, antiques, and more. Colonel Renee Brass and St. Louis Auctions.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
As summer arrives, so do the opportunities to enjoy warmer weather freely and without worry. Welcome to Bremer and Trollope Law Offices, where the warmth and energy of our team matches the sunshine overhead. Recognized statewide and nationally for our excellence in personal injury law. At Bremer and Trollope, we understand the unique needs of our community, and we're here to fight for you every step of the way. And remember, you pay nothing out of pocket when you work with us, because the right results matter most.
They say post it or it didn't happen. But out here, in the places we were made for, you'll have to take our word for it. Find somewhere the internet's never been. With the family of Broncos designed to get you there.
Lease a new Ford Bronco for $399 a month for 36 months, only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years. Highest gas prices ever. skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Builder Service. We are your hometown hardware store. Plumbing, electrical, paint, automotive, keys, tools, lawn and garden. We're more than just a lumberyard. Highway 45 in Elko.
Welcome back, everybody. Another warm day out there today for the middle of September, but it is going to cool off. We are going to get those fall temperatures soon. Right now, though, still a little bit warm out there. 65 degrees with some clear skies. Should have a few clouds moving in overnight. We got winds right around 3 miles per hour from the south-southeast. Dew points have risen just a little bit, around the mid-50s now, so still a little bit sticky out there, and that pressure just below that 30-inch mark. It is going to start to fall heading into tomorrow. Highs today got right up to 82 degrees here in Rhinelander. Nice and toasty, many areas around those low 80s for today. Eagle River around 81, Tomahawk 81 as well. Saw lots of low 80s across the state. We can see some mid 80s down south. Stevens Point around 84, Wapaka around 85 degrees. Even saw 86 over to the west in Eau Claire. So some areas got pretty hot out there for today. As we go into tonight, partly cloudy skies. We're going to see a fluctuation of temperatures across the state. Lots of warmer temperatures in those low 60s over to the west, and then lots of cooler temperatures to the east, where we see Lakewood right around the upper 40s for tonight. 49 degrees there. Here in Rhinelander, mid-50s for us. Right around 55 degrees is what we're going to see with some partly cloudy skies for tonight. Heading into tomorrow, most of the area is going to see right near 80 degrees. Maybe some areas in the upper 70s, showing lots of upper 70s here, but we're going to see a lot of sun tomorrow as well before those storms hit, so it should be right around 80 degrees for us. Could potentially get into those mid-80s down south, showing Rome at 82, could be right around 85 degrees for tomorrow. But good news is we are going to cool off soon as we take a look into the temperature trends. Still dealing with some warm weather going into the beginning of this weekend. Saturday, a high of 80 degrees. Changes a lot, though, on Sunday, which is the first official day of fall. 68 degrees for the high, so perfect timing with that. Lots of mid-60s into Monday and Tuesday, and then we can see temperatures slowly bouncing back up to right around 70 degrees on Wednesday. All right, so humidity is something we're dealing with a little bit right now. We're going to see that tomorrow as well. There's that big spike where it's definitely going to feel a little bit sticky out there tomorrow afternoon, going into tomorrow night as well. Some moisture will return back into the weekend by Saturday with some warm weather on Saturday with a high right around 80 degrees. Then going into Monday as well, dew points back up near 60 degrees, so humidity just doesn't want to leave us anytime soon. Still got to deal with that. And what we have a big deal with for tomorrow is some thunderstorms. Looks like up in the northern part of the state and during the afternoon, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms up there. Nothing too much to really worry about. They'll be quick and they'll pass by, but we do have a nice line coming in tomorrow night right around 9 o'clock. We can see it first enters the western part of our viewing area, and that's when it's going to be the strongest. It's going to continue to deteriorate as it continues to move east, so conditions will get better throughout the night, but looks like the worst of the weather is going to be in those western counties of us for Ashland, Iron, Price, Taylor, and even Clark County. Other than that, just going to be a stormy night for tomorrow night. Partly cloudy tonight, though. Lows right around 54 degrees with some calm winds out there. And tomorrow, partly cloudy for most of the day. A few isolated thunderstorms up north and a high near 80 degrees with a breeze from the south around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast, dealing with a few showers heading into Friday, and then Sunday, some more thunderstorms as well. The high only 68 degrees, so 60s last until Tuesday, back near 70 on Wednesday. Jessica?
Thanks, Chase. As fall nears, cranberry farmers are flooding their crops and harvesting. Lake Nokomis Cranberries is located near Eagle River. Since the 1970s, owner David Zawistowski has been knee-deep in the cranberry industry. From planting the first seeds to flooding the bog, Zawistowski takes a hands-on approach and works alongside many of his family members, including his children and grandchildren.
My favorite thing is of course, harvest. I mean, you work all year long to get this, and now when you're harvesting, I mean, it's you know, it's kind of a mad dash, get it done before the weather turns bad.
Although there was an unusual winter and wet spring, Zawistowski said they have a great crop this year. They'll host Cranberry Festival during the first weekend of October with a variety of their homegrown products. The Northwoods is full of various wildlife, and a few aquatic critters have recently gotten a lot of attention. Reports of alien egg-like creatures occupying some waterways have captured the attention of many community members. Our own Kerry Bladorn made his way out onto the water to learn more.
With thousands of lakes in Wisconsin, Northwoods residents are familiar with aquatic animals, but some underwater creatures are stranger than others. Recently, reports of bizarre blobs in local lakes caught my attention. My first stop was Indian Lake near Sugar Camp, where rumors of alien eggs had me intrigued. After a short paddle, I found strange gelatinous blobs clinging to sticks in the water. They were definitely unusual. Curious to learn more, I knew just where to go next. Trout Lake Station near Boulder Junction is a University of Wisconsin limnology field research lab, where scientists study our lakes and rivers. I met up with aquatic ecologist Susan Knight, whom identified the Indian Lake blobs as creatures called bryozoans.
Well, people in the past, sometimes they call us up and they say, I've got something in my lake and it looks like human brains. And I said, well, I know exactly what you've got. You've got bryozoans. First of all, there are many, many kinds of bryozoans. But the one that is kind of spectacular around here, the Latin name is Pectinatella magnifica, which I think is a great name.
Bryozoans are similar to ocean coral, but instead of producing calcium deposits, they produce a gelatin-like substance on which they live. The animals that cover the jelly ball have tentacle-like structures that circulate water into their mouths, allowing them to feed on microorganisms in the water, such as bacteria and fungi.
They're actually filtering the water, so they're usually a sign of good water quality. They are native to Wisconsin lakes, and they're completely harmless.
These creatures passively attach themselves, oftentimes to trees in the water or the legs on docks, and begin cloning themselves, growing into the blobs we see during the summertime. The gelatin ball dissolves in the fall, and the bryozoan morphs into a stage called a stratoblast, where it floats to a new location, starting its life cycle again in the spring. Susan was a wealth of knowledge about these bizarre animals, but I had one more question. Are they aliens?
They're not aliens.
Very interesting. Thanks, Gary. In 10 minutes, we'll hear about the freshwater jellyfish that now occupy many Wisconsin waterways. The Milwaukee Brewers got to celebrate before even playing their game today. We'll see how the Brewers made team history today and the latest update on Jordan Love after the break.
This is my grandma Kim. She has a lot to say about Eric Hovde.
Mr. Fancy, California banker, said he'd absolutely cut Social Security and raise the retirement age.
Hovde suggested that most seniors shouldn't vote.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
In Wisconsin, we have a word for guys like him.
DSCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Keep 15 grand in your pocket when you buy your next truck. This 2024 Duramax is 95 grand. This used 2024 is 80 grand. Buy the used and keep the 15 grand. Come out to Len's Truck today. We have hundreds of high-quality used trucks, all priced to move. Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
Len's Truck. Len's Truck. We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
Once the scar tissue has formed, it decreases mobility to the joint and you lose blood supply. This causes chronic pain.
It's non-invasive and you don't even feel it really. And I'm able to work out really good now without any pain at all.
Lasers can eradicate scar tissue, freeing the joint and giving you back your life.
Be the scariest house in the block this Halloween at Menards.
Save big
Winter's coming. Fight back against rust and protect your investment with Rust Solutions underbody rust proofing for vehicles and trailers. Call to make your appointment today.
Coming up on Newswatch 12 today, we'll talk Colorama and pints in the park.
Sounds like fun. Weather gets active with more showers and storms on the way soon. Morning, tune in on your Thursday from 5 to 7 a.m.
The Milwaukee Brewers were in action tonight at home at American Family Field against the Philadelphia Phillies, but all eyes were focused on Chicago this afternoon. A Cubs loss to the Oakland Athletics would clinch the National League Central title for the second year in a row. So Brewers fans had plenty to celebrate before tonight's game. Oakland defeated Chicago today 5-3, and in doing so, clinched the National League Central for the Brewers for the first time in franchise history, or the NL Central title. So the first time in franchise history, they have won back-to-back NL Central titles. So Oakland A's now very popular in the Brewers clubhouse, but the Brewers still have plenty to play for as they hosted the Phillies tonight. And while the champagne was already waiting for the Brewers, win or lose, a victory in front of their home fans would certainly be more reason to celebrate. Alec Boehm got the scoring started in the second inning. He took Freddie Peralta deep for a solo home run, and the Phillies lead it 1-0. Let's go to the fifth, still 1-0 until Aaron Nola hangs Rhys Hoskins a curveball, and the former Philly gets his old team solo shot, and this one is tied at 1. Bottom 9, still 1-1, and the rookie Jackson Chourio going to slice one down the right field line, and he is going to cruise into third with a triple, and the winning run is on third base. A couple batters later, Jake Bauers, base hit. That will do it. On the day the Brewers clinch the NL Central, they walk off the Phillies and win it 2-1. The Green Bay Packers are back on the practice field this afternoon as they prepare for their Week 3 matchup with the Tennessee Titans. Like most Wednesdays, there were some starters who were limited for the session simply to get another day of recovery, especially after the physical battle on Sunday. However, there was one face back on the practice field after missing the Week 2 win over the Indianapolis Colts due to his knee injury. Jordan Love was on the field, albeit without pads on. When asked after the morning workout what the status of Love was heading into the weekend, Matt LaFleur kept his statement limited.
He was limited, Bill.
Was he able to do team?
He was limited.
So it's yes or no on team?
He was limited.
In team?
He was limited. Take that however you want.
So limited, no more, no less. Jordan Love limited today. Also limited was Josh Jacobs after his 32-carry game on Sunday. However, LaFleur not very concerned about the status of his RB1.
I think he'll be fine. I'm not concerned about him. He said he felt great after the game. It's just, it's the life of a running back, I would say, in this league, especially when you get 30-plus carries in a game.
So not much concern for the coaching staff, and on the bright side, some optimism as Love returns to the practice field, but it is still very much up in the air if he can return for Sunday's game against the Tennessee Titans. We'll be right back after the break.
My cancer drugs, $1,800 per month.
My hospital bill for a heart attack, $241,544.18.
I'm Rebecca Cook. My parents are like a lot of folks hit hard by sky-high medical bills, and with hospital closures, access to care is an even greater challenge. So what does Derek Van Orden say? Destroy Badger Care, gut Medicare, deny women reproductive care. I'll fight for affordable health care. Derek Van Orden won't, and that's why I approve this message.
Go get him, honey.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year. So visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
You've got this.
You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer? But here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
In Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
DAV helps more than 1 million veterans every year. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Welcome back. Reports of jellyfish floating on some lakes and rivers in the Northwoods has captured the attention of many community members. Gary Bladorn shows us the creatures and explains how they ended up here.
At Carpenter Lake near Eagle River, I met Tom Bergman, president of the Carpenter Lake Association, who told me the lake was full of jellyfish. On a pontoon ride, we quickly spotted thousands of the delicate, translucent jellyfish drifting through the water. A remarkable sight. Tom shared his experience seeing them for the first time.
Well, it's just so unique. We noticed them first last year in 2023, again this time of year. And when someone came with a little water bottle with a couple of jellyfish in it, I just couldn't believe it. So I got in my boat and went out, and sure enough, they're just everywhere. And honestly, once you see them, you can't unsee them. It's really awesome.
Again, I went back to Trout Lake Station to visit with evolutionary ecologist Gretchen Garish to learn about how jellyfish ended up in our Northwoods lakes.
Freshwater jellyfish have been in the waters of northern Wisconsin for quite a while. They did come over probably in ballast water through the Great Lakes, and then once they moved into the freshwater systems, were able to take residence in very unique kind of small situations. It's uncommon that you see them all over the place. They're kind of found in like certain areas or certain portions of a lake or very specific lake systems.
Jellyfish populations fluctuate yearly based on their life cycle and zooplankton availability. As they aren't native to Wisconsin lakes, the question arises, are they invasive, and do they pose any threat to our waterways?
I wouldn't call the jellyfish an invasive species. That word is often reserved for species that come in and exclude other species or grow to abundances that are overwhelming and change the ecosystem dynamics of our waterways.
Although the jellyfish do have stinging tentacles used to capture their food, they are harmless to humans. The freshwater jellyfish is an example of how creatures can move around the earth.
I think that's what pulls people in and intrigues them, and it also connects them to the broader ocean, soaked world that we live on.
Lastly, I had to ask, was Gretchen positive these aren't alien creatures?
They are not aliens. They are definitely related to their marine cousins, and have just taken residence in the freshwater habitat.
If you ever encounter bryozoans or jellyfish in our area lakes, now you'll know they didn't fall from space, but are just another part of the amazing ecosystem that makes up our Northwoods of Wisconsin. Reporting in Sugar Camp, Eagle River, and Boulder Junction, I'm Kerry Bladorn with Newswatch 12.
Are you ready to take control of your retirement? If you're 59 and a half or have recently changed jobs, it may be time to consider a 401k rollover. With a rollover, you can consolidate your old retirement accounts into a single investment vehicle. Say goodbye to scattered funds and hello to more diversified options. A rollover gives you the freedom to choose from a wider range of options tailored to your unique financial goals. Don't let your retirement savings gather dust. Reach out to speak to one of our advisors today to explore the benefits of a 401k rollover.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks a new door to unlimited possibilities. Possibilities to bring you closer to the people and the places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures with the fastest and most reliable internet. Connect to unlimited possibilities when you switch to Spectrum Internet Premier for only $30 per month when bundled, and save with our 3-year price guarantee and no contracts. Call 1-844-653-6824. With the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. And with advanced Wi-Fi to keep you safe and secure online, you can focus on what matters the most. Spectrum Internet doesn't just power your home. It puts streaming, live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips. Get incredible savings when you switch to Spectrum Internet Premier for just $30 a month with a 3-year price guarantee. That's our promise to you. Call 1-844-653-6824.
This election is about two very different visions for our nation. One focused on the future, and the other focused on the past. When the middle class is strong, America is strong. Lowering the cost of living will be a defining goal of my presidency. I'll lower the cost of insulin and prescription drugs for everyone, and I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gouging on food. More than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut. We will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. Together, we will build an economy where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed. Now is the time to chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Huge live auction September 22nd, Presque Isle, Wisconsin. 26 guns, truck, tools, sporting goods, home contents, antiques, and more. Colonel Renee Brass and St. Louis Auctions.
Take it away, boys.
Well, you didn't see Saulmeyer at the 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Usually you'd see him for the 10 p.m., but there's a reason he was out today. He was busy filming commercials and was the Rhinelander football team's tackling dummy. Ouch.
Tune in to Newswatch 12 for your hard-hitting sports coverage.
I'm sure he's going to feel this tomorrow.
For the Rhinelander and a Go Bell game.
Drew, are you ready to work in case he's very sore tomorrow? Because that looks painful.
Limited. He's going to be limited tomorrow. That's great. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't know why he chose to participate in this, but you know what? More power to you if you can take those hits.
He drew the short straw, you know.
Yeah, it looks like he got his bell rung a few times, but we might get our bell rung tomorrow night with a nice line of storms coming in right around 9 o'clock, bringing some gusty winds and definitely some heavy downpours for us. And take a look at that 7-day forecast. For the first official day of fall on Sunday, it's going to cool down and feel like fall. Temperatures in the upper 60s and the mid-60s following Monday, Tuesday, back to 70s by Wednesday.
Let's hope Saul doesn't have a concussion, because we need him in the sports department, you know. Thanks, Chase. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
What if you never had to worry about what you could do? Because you can do anything. Anywhere could be the center of everywhere. And boundaries only existed to be pushed. So the only limit you faced was how big you could dream. What would you do then? Some pretty cool stuff, I bet. Yeah, that'd be some life. That'd be life unlimited.
Give your home a fresh new look during the fall home sale at Slumberland Furniture and get a little help with incredible financing, plus up to 50% off list prices. Get a comfy place to relax for just $17 a month for 24 months with a total payment of just $3.99. A place to gather for movie night for one low monthly payment. Or upgrade your living room with this sleek modern sofa for a low monthly payment. Plus totally free doorstep shipping. The big fall home sale, one of our best finance deals, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years, highest gas prices ever, skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
cranking up the voltage, Wisconsin. Lottery retailers all around the state are lighting up with the latest limited time offer. It's Badger 5. 5 will get you 6. During the month of September, players who buy a $5 or greater Badger 5 ticket will receive a bonus ticket for the next drawing of Badger 5. This electric offer is only available for a limited time.